Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video that is a bit different because I mean, if we're being honest, nothing in this world is normal right now. But anyway, so today I just wanted to put together a list of tips for working from home. I know most of us are in fact working from home nowadays, unless you are an essential employee that physically needs to be out on the front lines or anything like that. We are working from home or working remotely. I know for me personally it took a little bit of getting used to before I was able to efficiently work from home, and I'm sure it's the same for so many other people. So at this point of the time of posting, I've been working from home for a little over a month now. But in any case, you learn more and more as the days go on, and you learn different things to help you stay in a routine or just not get into a funk, or I don't even know how to explain it. You find different ways to keep yourself productive. Anyway, I just wanted to share a few tips that I have found useful to help myself stay productive and to stay on a routine and to not get into a funk. So the first piece of advice that I can give you is to wake up the same time you normally would as if you were driving into the office. I know for some of us, a commute can take, an hour or more each way, depending on how far your office is. So you have all this extra time on your hands that you probably are like, wow, well, why don't I just sleep in? Sleeping in is good. You can do that, but I wouldn't sleep all the way up until the second that you need to work, which I definitely was guilty of at first. But if you are to wake up the same time that you normally would, or even wake up a half hour later than you normally would, this will give you so much more time to do things that you didn't have time to do before. For example, waking up earlier or having this extra time before I start to work has given me time to do a workout in the morning, make breakfast and eat breakfast and enjoy it. Just gives me time to get up and get myself ready for the day. It gives you a little time to even reflect or prepare yourself mentally for the day ahead. The next tip is to set up a workplace that is dedicated to your work and is quiet and almost free of distraction. I know that you're never going to find a place that is completely free of distraction, especially if you are living with roommates or children or pets or anything like that. There's no such thing as a distraction-free place. But if you were able to find a place that is quiet and almost free of most of the distractions that you would come across, then that is great. If you are lucky enough to have a home office, that's fantastic, but I know many people aren't that lucky. So the first thing I can say is to avoid working from the couch or your bed, because that'll just put you in a place to become distracted by the TV or falling asleep. The best thing to do if you don't have a home office is to either find a table in the corner of a room that is mostly quiet, or even dedicate a space of your kitchen or dining room table to your work that is free of clutter, free of any sticky messes, and sit down with your family or your roommates or whoever it is that you live with and say, listen, this is what I need to do. Please respect that. Next tip is to not wear the same clothes that you slept in. If you are literally rolling out of bed in the morning and going to work, maybe it's just me personally, but I just feel like it puts me in this funk that I just feel gross, I feel tired, I don't feel productive, I don't feel like I'm ready to take on the day. Even if you are getting up and changing out of the sweatpants that you wore to bed and changing into your day sweatpants, that is okay. Just the simple fact of changing or putting on fresh clothes will help you to be so much more productive and feel fresh and rejuvenated and just ready to take on your day. Next is to find a method of fast communication with your coworkers. I'm sure your job or your office or business already has something set up, but if you can find a way to be able to communicate with your coworkers fast and efficiently, that is great, because right now we don't have the luxury of being able to walk across a room or yell across a few desks to talk to your coworkers. So whether you find something online, like there's tons of different programs like Slack or just some kind of instant messenger. Or if you even just set up a group text or download an app on your phone, like I don't know what they're called off the top of my head, Join Me or something like that. If you are even able to just set up something like that, that is fast communication with your coworkers, whether you just have a simple question that you need to ask or that you just want to communicate with them. I mean, we all have friends that we work with, so it's normal to want to talk to them still. So being able to have this fast and efficient form of communication with them is great. It will help you be more productive because you're not sitting around waiting for an answer for an email for however long it takes to get a response. Next is to put together a timely schedule and stick to it. Working from home, time can get away from you. You may look at the clock and it can say 9 a.m. and next thing you know it says 2 p.m. That's normal because you are in your home space. But anyway, if you put together a schedule and say, you know, from 9 to 10 you check emails, and from 10 to 11 you do this one responsibility of your job, and from 11 to 12 you do this, and from 12 to 1 you have lunch, and from 1 to 2 you do this. Having these set time schedules to do different tasks that you have will help you to get through your list of responsibilities for the day. It will help you to take breaks, because I know I'm totally guilty of working throughout the entire day without taking a break. And sometimes you need a break, especially in a time like this when you need a break for your mental health. It is good to set up these schedules and stick to them. My next tip is to not keep taking trips to the fridge or pantry. I know I always joke around saying the most exercise I've gotten is from walking from my desk to the fridge and back. That's really not true. I have been trying to work out a bit, but in any case, I know I'm guilty of it. I'm sure everybody else is guilty of it. It's taking one too many trips to the fridge. In a time like this, you can find yourself eating out of stress, eating out of boredom, eating to make the time go by. There's so many different excuses that we can find within ourselves for, you know, going and indulging in snacks. If you are going to snack, which it's not a bad thing to snack, maybe purchase some healthy snacks that you will be more likely to go to rather than the chips and pretzels and cookies and all kinds of stuff like that. A practice that you can take into consideration to get yourself to stop reaching for those unhealthy snacks is to take your unhealthy snacks, which there's no problem with having them in your house, but putting them in a place that is harder for you to reach or doesn't exactly catch your eye right away. So if you have cookies or chips or whatever, put them to the back of the pantry and put your healthier snacks up front. That way the healthier snacks are more easily reached, if that makes sense. And you are more likely to reach for those healthy snacks rather than the unhealthy snacks. Another thing that you can do to avoid snacking all day long is to meal prep. So on a day that you have off, maybe put together little meals or like little lunch boxes as if you were actually going to work. So if you were actually going to work, I'm sure you would have a bag or a lunch box filled with a lunch and some snacks for throughout the day. So do the same thing. That way you are limiting your consumption of food throughout the day and you have food already prepared. So not only are you saving time by not having to prepare food, but you're also saving yourself the guilt of overindulging throughout the day, and you have snacks set aside for that day, and once you hit your limit, you're done. Next is to talk with your family or roommates or whoever it is that you are residing with about distractions. So as I mentioned earlier, it's good to set up a place that is almost distraction-free. But to have a place be quiet and almost distraction-free, you need to discuss with your roommates or your family, your children, whomever, about those distractions. So if you have a day full of conference calls that you need to hop onto or a day full of tasks that need to be done, you need to sit down with the people that are within your household and say, listen, this is what I have to do throughout the day. Please respect this time and my space and stay quiet during these times so that I am able to get what I need to get done. And I'm sure that your family, your roommates, whoever it is that you are speaking to will be more than happy to accommodate this. When it comes down to it, if you're going to be stuck inside with a person for a long period of time, communication is key. And this last tip is probably the most important one that I'm going to give, and that is to set boundaries to keep work and life separate. When you work from home, it is so easy to work throughout the day and night and not realize that you are suddenly working 3 hours past your closing time. It is good to maybe even set an alarm to let you know, hey, now it is time to sign off, because you want to be able to sign off, put away your work for the day, put away any stress that work may have brought you, and be able to turn it all off, leave it behind, and go and spend time with your family or unwind or do whatever it is that you do at night. Essentially like leaving the office. Once that time comes, you turn your computer off, whatever it is that you're doing, let it leave your mind, and go join the rest of your family or rest of your roommates or whatever it is. Having this distinct line between work and life and having a good work-life balance will not only help you mentally, but it will help you physically. You won't be eating out of stress or, putting yourself in a funk. So these are just a handful of tips that I wanted to share with you guys about working from home. I like to tell myself that I like to practice what I preach, but I am really trying hard to practice all of these tips just as much as I'm sure you guys are. Obviously, these aren't things that you can pick up right away. It does take time, but that is okay, and there's no problem with that at all. So I hope that these tips help you, even if in the slightest of ways, because just by practicing one of them, you are making a world of a difference. So if there are any more videos like this that you would like to see me do or discuss, please let me know and I'd be more than happy to do so. And in the coming weeks, I'm sure I will be back with more fashion and beauty videos. So if there are anything in those categories that you would like to see me do a video on, please let me know about that as well. And if you liked today's video, make sure you hit the red button down below to subscribe to my channel and check me out on social media at Brie Cutter. Check out my blog at unbreakablebliss.com and be sure to join my Facebook group called Smart Style Society. I will leave a link to that in the description below. And until next time, see you guys.